Hey guys, welcome back to another solutions video provided by Imaging Spectrum. My name's Ronnie McAdams. Today we're going to take a look at the Fuji DX100 and we're going to look at how to change the inks and how to change the maintenance tank. One thing that you want to keep in mind is on the front of the printer you've got 4 lights up here at the top. The first light, if it's a solid blue, that means that the printer is ready to go. The next light, which is an exclamation mark, basically is an indicator if you have an issue with your inks. The next one's a little icon that shows a roll of paper. That one will be highlighted in orange if there's an issue with the paper. And then the fourth one here, it looks like a little teardrop. That one's going to be your maintenance tank. So when you see the light on there, you know exactly what you need to do. It's either the maintenance tank, roll of paper, or the inks. So we're going to go ahead and look at how to change the inks out. So behind these 2 doors on the front of the printer, behind them are the inks, and over here on the right hand side is going to be the maintenance tank right above the inks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open this door here. You can see that the light comes on the ink icon. So that means there's something wrong with the ink. So these are all spring loaded. So if you push them in, they'll pop out, as you can see. Basically, you can take a new cartridge and then push it back in, and you'll actually feel when you push the cartridge in that it'll lock in place. A couple things about the ink cartridge: be careful not to get ink on yourself because there's a little bit of ink here. There's a bladder inside of this plastic compartment, and it's actually, when you stick it in there, there is a dowel that's going to punch a hole in there and start sucking ink out of that. So be careful just not to get it on yourself or all over the place. Another thing too is you'll see right here that there's a chip. You don't want to touch that chip because if you touch it, there's a possibility that it could mess something up on it, and when you put it back in there, even leave some oil residue, and when you put it back in there, it won't recognize it. So anyway, those are the 2 things that you want to watch out for when you're changing the inks. I'm going to go ahead and push that back in, and you'll see that it locks in place, and as long as they're all flush, you're good to go on the inks. Also, you can see here that there's a Y, an SB, and a C, and a Y, SB, and a C. Basically, that's your yellow, sky blue, and cyan. One good thing about the printer is there's notches on the cartridge on the bottom, so you can't put the wrong ink in the wrong bay. It won't lock into place. So that's something to pay attention to. If you're putting an ink in and it won't go all the way in, you've got the ink in the wrong place. On this side, you got your 3 other inks. Same thing apply. Be careful with the chip. Be careful when you're taking it out because there'll be a little bit of ink on the end of it. You don't want to get it all over yourself. You got your pink, your black, and your magenta. So anyway, those are self-explanatory. Right above the ink, you'll see this little gray handle here, and if you pull up gently and slide out, that's your maintenance tank. So be careful as well because the ink in here is a little bit messy. You don't want to get it on your clothes or on the equipment or table that you're working with. So anyway, your replacement will look just like this. Then again, here's a chip. You want to stay away from that chip because you don't want to mess that up and the machine not read it. So anyway, that's pretty easy. Slide in the new one. You'll hear it click and you're ready to go. One thing you want to keep in mind is when the printer stops and you have to change an ink or you have to change a maintenance tank, once you do that, the printer should pick back up and resume printing. So you should be good to go. And if you got any questions, please give us a call at 1-800-342-9294 or visit us on the web at imagingspectrum.com.